Hi, everyone, and welcome to TWF NXT. Mike today, Jim Ross, and Booker T here. And today on NXT, hopefully we're gonna have a good show here today on NXT. Mike today says it's the first time me and you work together, Jim Ross. You got that right, Mike. Today we never worked together. And it's the first time that we do get to work here in the Toy Wrestling Gathering. I'll tell you right now, Mike today and Jim Ross. I'll tell you right now, Mike and Jim. Right now, Booker T said they keep on shifting the play-by-play teams around. Is this going to be the last time they do it? You know, I just want to know. Well, I'm sorry, Booker, about that, Mike. Mike today said I don't have any runner lead over it. Yeah, sorry about that too, Jim Ross said. I don't got a running lead over it either, you know. Well, here comes Aldeling Peach, or Aldeling Toaster, or Daisy, or whatever you want to call her. So, alright, it's been some time, and I think I want my TWF light heavyweight winnings back. Now, I think I know who has it. Yeah, it's Shark Boy. He's the one who won the TWF light heavyweight winnings, and I want it back, here today on NXT. And I know that a lot of folks are going to say, yeah, that's if they can seek where Shark Boy went to. If he's lost, they don't know where to get him at. They'll have to take the winnings off of him, and you have to fight someone else. Isn't that so shitty? But I guess I shouldn't have to worry about it. You know? So come on out here, Shark Boy. And I can show you, about how I'm owed a shot at the TWF light heavyweight winnings. And we all know that's the only winning Shark Boy is going to go have winning. First off, Peach, Daisy, Toadstool, whatever you call yourself, it ain't Shark Boy. It's Stone Cold Shark Boy. And before that, I was Stunning Shark Boy. And then I was the Overstar Shark Boy. And I was the Ringleader Shark Boy. And I became Stone Cold Shark Boy. You were never stunning. You were never Stunning Shark Boy. You were never Overstar Shark Boy. You were never Ringleader Shark Boy. And you were never Stone Cold Shark Boy. Knock it the hell off. The only one we know out there was Steve Austin. And yes, he was Stunning Steve Austin. He became the Overstar Steve Austin, the Ringleader Steve Austin, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And, that wasn't you. What the fuck? Wakefulness. I want Booker T to stand up, Wakefulness. It isn't funny. And I know Wakefulness will be like, oh, well, dolls were never meant to stand up. Wakefulness says, I have to knock shit over once a day. Yeah, cause you're a shithead, Wakefulness. You are. Alright. It was never you. So don't go around telling folks that you were Stunning, or Overstar, or Ringleader, or Stone Cold, because you were never those cells. Don't get me wrong, Shark Boy. You were a good wrestler. You made it. You were in WCW. Yeah, you did dark matches in WCW. You did some dark matches in WWF. Yes, you spent most of your time in TNAW, IW, GSW, IW, and TNAW, yeah. But you were never like that. You don't tell me who I'm not. I used to be Shark Boy until I got dropped on my head once. And when I woke up, I became Stone Cold Shark Boy. The real toughest son of a bitch. You're not even that either. Alright? Knock it off. You ain't gonna go around saying Clem, yeah, and here's a Stone Cold, here's Shark Boy Stunner, and it's the bottom row because Shark Boy said so, because it ain't none of that shit. Well, don't guilt me that you spent your whole life in a kinship with some watersmith that wasn't a true watersmith. You don't say anything about Mario. Oh, you slapped me across the ear. That's it. Stone Cold Shark Boy is gonna get... Yeah. Shit. What's everybody knocking everything over? Okay, alright. That's enough, Astronomer says. We don't need a fight breaking out here on NXT, at least before a match. I can't stand up unless I lean against the ropes. So, yeah, Shark Boy thinks he's Steve Austin. He thinks he's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Don't even talking to him, Peach, or Daisy, or Toastal, because he's going to keep on thinking he's Shark Boy. He's going to keep on thinking he's Stone Cold Shark Boy until someone drops him on his head one day and he knows he's not. But anyway, at the end of the day, I'm going to say that we're going to have a match between Shark Boy, Stone Cold Shark Boy, or whatever he wants to call himself, and you and Peach, for Elderling Peach, for the TWF Light Heavyweight winnings here today on NXT. Let me tell you something right now, Astronomer. You don't tell Stone Cold Shark Boy what to do. You Stephanie McMahon wannabe. You should talk. You're the wannabe Steve Austin. You're the wannabe Stone Cold Steve Austin, which you're not. And you will talk to my elderling, my daughter, Astronomer Corone with onlook, or I'm going to bust you in the head for it. Hold it, Ecliptor. If you bust him in the head for it, you're going to get fined. You're going to have a fee. You're either going to be fired or held up, or even worse, shut down. Yeah, right. All right, you're right about that, my elderling. Shark Boy, shut the fuck up. You're fighting Peach, or Daisy, or Toastal, or whatever she's calling herself. Ecliptor goes, all right, Astronomer says, I'm going to forgive you for that, Shark Boy, or Stone Cold Shark Boy, or whatever you want to call yourself. But you're putting your TWF Light Heavyweight winnings on stake here today, and if you don't, then as fast as you want, I'm going to take it off of you, give it to her, and that'll be the end of the only thing you ever won in the whole time. Well, we heard from Astronomer, or Corone, you know, the Stephanie McMahon of the Mic Keepers world, and we heard from Ecliptor, which is sometimes be the Hunter Hearst Helmsley of the Mic Keepers world. You know? Well, it's good to know that his whole thing is back up and not being pulled out of shape like it was before. Well, this is for the TWF Light Heavyweight winnings. First, she is Elderling Peach, and he is the TWF Light Heavyweight fighter, Shark Boy. Well, first off, Mike today says, you've been friends with Steve Austin for years, since between 95 YL. Am I right, Chimros? So do you think Shark Boy has the right to play off on being Steve Austin, or Stone Cold Steve Austin, or Stunning Steve Austin, or Overstar Steve Austin, or Ringleader Steve Austin, or Stone Cold Steve Austin? First off, you're right, Mike, today. I've been known Steve Austin since he first came into WWF at the end of between 95 YL until he left in 2004 YL. I've been in front of him ever since then. Wait a minute. Oh, Stone Cold Shark Boy hit the Stone Cold Stunner, Mike today says. Or do we call that the Stone Cold? We call it the Stone Cold Shark Boy Stunner. Jim Ross says. I don't know what you call it. I just call him a stunt. A lark, Booker T says. I fought the true Steve Austin. He beat me up in a food shop called the Green Frog once. Seeked to beat me up at a Christian worship house once. I beat him in the First Bloods match on SmackDown. And I beat him up when I showed up in WWF in the beginning of my first run to King of the Ring. I dropped him over the play-by-play board. He landed the wrong way by mistake. Hey, Booker T said, he just side-kicked me. Well, no one does that, Booker T says. Oh, and Shark Boy hit the stunner once again. Well, we'll see if Shark Boy can beat Peach here today, Mike today says. Well, Jim Ross said we'll see if the Stone Cold Stunner will work for Shark Boy. 1, 2, and only a kick out. He only gets 2. And Shark Boy is not happy, with not living up, not being and working out for him. Oh! Shark Boy just hit the first Fight Lord with the stunner. And then he just, that's going to get the match thrown out. Oh, and Peach just nailed him and sidekicked and threw out Shark Boy. Yeah, that's going to get the match thrown out, Mike today says. If Stone Cold Shark Boy does that, that's going to get the match thrown out. And you'll have no one to guilt, only himself. Mike today says. A stunner on the Fight Lord going to get the match thrown out, Mike today said. Well, Jim Ross said, at the end of the day, Shark Boy is kind of wise because the winnings can only shift hands on a cover or a 1-2-3. Unless someone else shifts the oversight, Booker T says. And now we got the new Fight Lords come in to get the other Fight Lord out, who got Stone Cold Shark Boy stunnered because he didn't do it. And now Peach got him down on a moonsaw, or whatever you want to call that. Yeah, I guess it is a moonsaw, or the moon spin. On Shark Boy. A new Fight Lord's here now. A new Fight Keeper's here, Mike today says. 1, 2, 3. And Jim Ross said, it looks like, Shark Boy kicked out of it now. Kicked out of it now. And now Buttercup's in the room. Alright. And now Shark Boy not getting happy with Peach and hits her for stunner again. He's hoping he's going to get the 1-2-3 on Peach this time, Mike today said. Well, only time will tell if it'll happen or not, Jim Ross says. We'll have to see, Booker T says. The Fight Lord can reckon 1-2-3 here. 1, 2, 3. Ding ding ding. Here is your winner. And still the TWF light heavyweight fighter, Shark Boy. And Shark Boy is still the TWF light heavyweight fighter, Mike today says, here in the Toy Wrestling Gathering. Well, Shark Boy's one lucky, as Mike today said, Shark Boy's one lucky man, Jim Ross said. He could have had the match thrown out, or they could have just took the strap off of him. You know what, Mike and Jim? Steve, you know what we're going to call him? Shark Boy, if he thinks he's Steve Austin, and he's been thinking he's been Steve Austin since 2007, YO, and no one's told him unlike, and he is lucky he's still the TWF light heavyweight fighter. Because he could lose his winnings, his strap, right here, Booker T said. And I believe, Mike today said, that is what could be happening, because I'm being told something is happening with Astronema, the overseer of leadership here in the Toy Wrestling Gathering. Alright, Jim Ross said, let's go to that now. right. You didn't think, Shark Boy, that I would not seen what you did. You stunned the first Fight Keeper. 'Cause he couldn't track 1, 2, 3. Shut up, you're not. Okay, it is enough. You're not Steve Austin. You never were Steve Austin. And even Steve Austin got handicapped for things that he did wrong when he was in USWA and WCW and ECW and WWF and WWE. So you are no longer the TWF light heavyweight fighter. Why? Because you stunned the first Fight Lord. So that's your handicap. You know, if you weren't a woman, I would have. You would do what? You're going to do what to me? That's what I thought. Well, it seems that the TWF light heavyweight winnings is now no one has it now. You know, since Shark Boy has been stripped of it due to what he did to that Fight Lord, Mike today says. So we don't got a light heavyweight fighter then, Jim Ross said. I believe so, Booker T says. But now we're going to take it away now. You know, to Mike Lane. Thank you, Mike today and Jim Ross. I'm going to be talking with Shark Boy right after he lost. He had his TWF light heavyweight winning stripped. Shark Boy, we understand that you are no longer the TWF light heavyweight fighter. You think that's funny, Mike? You think that's funny, Mike Lane? Stone Cold Shark Boy will not be fucked with. I will open a can of rear whoop, stop a mud hole in someone's rear, and walk it dry. Well, you know the oversight. You don't put your hands on a Fight Lord. Steve Austin did it many times, yeah, and he got handicapped for it many times. So, yeah. And I don't know who Astronema or Corone thinks she's doing to me, but she made a foe. And if you want to see me give a stunner to Astronema or Corone, give me a clam, yeah. Well, if you're Steve Austin, you should say hell yeah, not clam, yeah. Yeah, well, I'm a shark. So I have to borrow a little here. And that's the bottom row, because Stone Cold Shark Boy said so. Stone Cold Shark Boy said he's coming after Astronema Corone. Not good news. Back to you, Mike, today, and Jim Ross. Well, thank you, Mike, today. Thank you, Mike Lane, for talking with Shark Boy. You know, here today, on Dynamite, here today on NXT, my mistake. And I understand before we go, we are going to hear from the four-sitter of the TWF, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Hunter Hearst Helmsley? Yes. After seeing Shark Boy and what Shark Boy did to the Fight Lord, the TWF light heavyweight winnings has been held up. However, there will be another match between Shark Boy and Elderling Peach. The winner will also be seen as the TWF light heavyweight fighter. However, if Stone Cold Shark Boy threatens that he will put his hands on other other match keepers, or street followers, or even stronghold keepers, or other hirelings at a toy wrestling gathering, then as the four-sitter of the TWF, I will come down on him of what handicapper weakening that the TWF Board of Overseers and leadership team deems the right. Well, it looks like it is all the time we got here for NXT. I, Mike Today, Jim Ross, and Booker T We hope you like NXT, and we'll see you tomorrow for Dynamite or Might.